in just these few seasons, honestly, James Harden has been changing the way like NBA is played. And the fact of the matter for how to score, which scoring the way that we looked at it through centuries, I mean, through the decades, it's been changing like little by little the way that, scorers get to score, First we had Kareem, and then, Jordan came in obviously, and then Kobe, and then we had Shaq, LeBron, Kevin Durant is pretty much the main guy right now that is known as probably the best scorer right now, even though he is injured, obviously, but you can't take that away from him that he's the best scorer. Uh, but James Harden, he's a good example on changing in the way we score. Like, he's really, like, he has a high IQ. Like, I don't know if people really notice, but he has a high IQ when it comes to scoring and figuring out different ways to get around people and score and how to become unguardable. I think that's what honestly he always has in his brain and thinks about is like, how can I become unguardable or more unguardable, because it already seems like he can't be guarded sometimes, most of the time. Um, if you guys didn't know, obviously he's branching out this new one-legged three, which not many people have tried to do. But if you really think about it, that would be crazy, because if you do like a one-legged three, keep in mind you are creating even more space, and it's harder to hit a 1-footer three. But if you know how to like hit it, oh man, it can, it's crazy. It can become unguardable, as I was saying before. It's crazy, honestly. If he somehow gets that down, I don't. It's gonna be insane, cause that one-legged three, he can. It makes it to where he can move around more, and it gives him more space. Cause just the way, if you can do a one-legged three, I don't know how to explain it, but if you ever play basketball, you know what I mean. And the fact, if you do like a one-legged three, it kind of gives you some room. It's very weird, but it works out because your leg is right in front of you when you do a one-legged three, so it kind of pushes the defender kind of a little bit more forward, because it looks like you're kicking up, but you're not really kicking up, because back in the early 2000s or like in the 90s, if you didn't know, shooters used to kick up their feet, like Reggie Miller and Kobe Bryant. They used to kick up their feet and kick up their legs so they create space, which now that's not allowed in the NBA because you could hurt someone. I think that was like their reason for getting rid of it. Obviously you can, but it creates a lot of space. It was a good tactic. It made it to where they could score. They kicked up their feet and legs, and it created space automatically. Like, that was smart. James Harden, he's kicking up his one leg, not both. He's just pushing it up, and he's not really kicking it up. He's kind of just lifting it up because it's a one-legged. So he's just kind of lifting up his leg a little bit, creating a bit of space. And when you're a shooter and it's the NBA, if you just have a tiny bit of space, you all you need when you're a shooter is just that tiny bit of space and that tiny bit of timing to get that shot off, and it will go in. And that's what he's doing. It's very smart. And obviously he's not doing what Kobe and Reggie Miller did. Obviously he's just lifting up his leg. He's kind of getting around what they banned, which is pretty crazy. But it's just all about branching out to different things. First, he branches out, does a step back, and that's a signature thing. And it's like, okay, I mean, we've seen step backs, but he's made it more of a thing where it makes a lot of space, more than we always knew it made space. It's just like, if you could perfect it, it makes it unguardable, which he did. He's branching out his moves to become unguardable, and now he's making another move to his adding another move to his arsenal, and he's branching out even more to make himself unguardable, which is crazy. I mean, you see a lot of these players are starting to branch out their signature moves, and that's really smart. Another example is LaMelo Ball. If you've been watching LaMelo Ball and his floaters aren't really floaters. It's really weird. I would recommend you looking up a LaMelo Ball floater, and you will see what I mean. It's not really a floater. It's more like a jump shot, but it's crazy. It's like unguardable as well. But what players are doing, they're branching out their moves to make it to where they can become unguardable to a point, and it's just insane. It's smart, which is crazy. It's really smart, and it makes me wonder how no one thought about this, but it's just crazy.